So, the reason for my last upload was because for some reason, have been surrounded by Muslim people for a majority of my life. I don't know why. And I was brought up in a Christian household, and I don't really know why. Because, nobody in my family is the good kind of Christian, there's like rampant alcoholism and substance abuse history in my family, divorce, adultery, infidelity, not to mention homosexuality. Hello, duh, me. But I am not a Christian. The last time I went to church was in college, and that was over 10 years ago. And it was in San Francisco. And it was kind of just funny and ironic to be going, I felt, to church in college with my boyfriend at the time, who was a cheating asshole as it is. The only reason why we went to church, or I went to church, was because he wanted to go to save our relationship. So stupid. Such heteronormative bullshit. But I was thinking today about, Muslim extremism and how there's all of these Muslim people saying, all radicalized and in a very violent and very cult terrorist Jim Jones type way, we're gonna take over America. Looking at Islam now, as someone who has a little life experience under my belt, it really does seem like a cult, like a death cult. Any religion of the modern era that encourages people to do things like suicide bombings is problematic and should be illegal, If any other religion had practices like that, it would immediately be outlawed. The suicide pact cults of the early 90s and 80s, they've all been disbanded, and people have been prosecuted and tried in the court of law for terrorism. So I don't understand why Islam and Muslim people would be an exception. But, that's just another double standard of the world. I think it's because white people who agree with Islam or Muslims, I think they are the products of incest and inbreeding and rednecks. All the people who claim that who are Caucasian and say that they like Muslim or Islam, I can certainly imagine that there was some kind of incestuous coupling in their family history, and that's all that Muslim and Islam people are, or that they're mostly boys, for starters, who want to have sex with animals. I think that's another thing. Again, just redneck white trash losers, which is what I know for a fact Middle Eastern people all want to be: Caucasian and white trash. I don't know why they think that's so exotic and enticing, but I know that it's true. I know for a fact because I've had weird conversations with people from Middle Eastern backgrounds who have explicitly said, they wish they were white, specifically white trash. So there's that. But, oh, frick, what was I going to say? Christianity is fake. Muslim is fake. First of all, Muslim and Islam, their average person, the average Islam and Muslim practitioner, is what we would consider an extremist of Christianity. And just to bring historical context, there has been no terrorist attack or crimes against humanity or other people in the name of Christianity since like the Spanish Inquisition, or like since the country was founded of the United States. So like saying, for example, if someone wanted to argue, well, you know, atrocities have been happening all over history in the name of Christianity, so what's the problem if Muslim people do it or Islam people do it? The difference is that no, there are, in the modern day, like in the 21st century, there are no terrorist attacks or in major acts of violence specifically in the name of Christianity. There are Christians who identify as Christians who do stupid things like shoot up schools and whatever, but it's not necessarily in the name of Jesus, like how Muslim people will like bomb an Ariana Grande concert in the name of their prophet Muhammad. So there's that. And second of all, the amount of incest that is encouraged in the Islamic faith through their literal teachings and principles of their faith that say incest is okay. That does not exist in Christianity. And if it does, it has not been practiced for at least as long as I've been alive in this lifetime. Because science has proven that incest makes people stupider and more aggressive, and that would explain why so many Muslim people and Islam people have anger issues, and why there are so many episodes and prevalence of violence in the Muslim community as a result of their small incest brain and their inability to control their emotions, because they are stunted and basically retarded as a result of being a child of incest. So there's that. But the next point that I was going to make, aside from, you know, Muslim people are basically extremist Christians, is that what about the other religions, first of all, like Buddhism, for example, that has been around for just as long, give or take a couple hundred years, as Islam and Christianity. But for some reason, nobody gives a fuck about them. Like, are they all going to hell? No, probably not. And next point, what about the people that were alive before Christianity and Islam? You know, before these stupid books were written down. And that's excluding Judaism, but like, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, are all those people who like lived their lives from birth to death, are they all in hell just because they were alive before Jesus was born? That wouldn't be very fair. Like, do you think God or Allah would like damn the cavemen because, you know, they weren't there to witness Jesus walking on water or seeing him being nailed to the cross? No, I don't think so. And so because of that, it's like, if these like stupid beliefs are so new, you know, if people weren't born, if people weren't created or evolved, whatever, if the first person, the first human person that walked on this planet was not immediately indoctrinated to either Christianity or Islam, which, like, if they were, why would they have a choice? If there's only one religion, why are there so many different versions? If there is only one religion, as Muslims will claim, which again is just very parallel and comparable and on brand of a death cult where you are so brainwashed and indoctrinated and comfortable in your brainwashing and in your culture of harm and toxic behavior that you refuse to change. You refuse to see the logic or the illogic of your belief system. You're so desperate to cling to your belief system because you don't want anything, your lifestyle, to be challenged or changed, which I think is really what is going on. These people like don't even care. It's just, for men, it's easy to live a Muslim Islamic lifestyle because it's incredibly misogynistic. You know, I've heard stupid people tell me, stop ruining our fun when talking about Muslim or Islamic beliefs. Like, bestiality is fun for them, even though historically, because of bestiality, we have STDs like syphilis and HIV only came into the world because of bestiality. And they're allowed to, like, I don't know, kill people in the name of their religion. And I don't know what else. They probably just enjoy acting like stupid assholes, which is what they are, claiming that they have all these beliefs and then contradicting it, but then like claiming religious freedom, much like all other losers who commit bad deeds in the world and act like bad people and then say that they should be protected because of their religious beliefs or identity politics, which is just, you know, it's just bullshit, and a way of trying to get away with being a shitty person. So yeah, that was the initial thought that inspired this other stupid, unfortunate observation of mental illness in the human race. You know, if you could even call it that. I don't even know why it's called the human race. It's like you're not even like contributing anything like worthwhile. You know, these people haven't done anything that is like worthy of being a first place winner, you know. It's kind of just like the human race is just a bunch of like stupid, ugly, like delusional drug addicts and like homeless people like trying to like telling each other how great they think they are when like literally, like, what have you done? You know, you're what are you? You're just a whore. Big deal. That's 100. Is that the race? Who can be the biggest whore? It's kind of what it seems like. Who can be the biggest whore? Who can be the biggest asshole? Who can be the biggest materialistic loser? Who can be the biggest fuckboy? Not even the best, because it's like the things you're competing in require zero talent or skill. You know, all you're doing is laying on a motel mattress with your butt in the air and your ugly face buried in a pillow. So it's like, what is the race? Who can be the ugliest person? Well, congratulations, you win. And it's ironic because it's so contradictory to all their stupid beliefs. And yeah, I just think it's dumb. This world is full of weak little men, weak, ugly, fat, middle-aged, bald men, and they're pedophilic twink little boys who will grow up to be just like them, who have to have these stupid laws against protecting them against violence, and people giving them a real piece of their mind, all the while they have their hand in genocide and enslaving people by making them live paycheck to paycheck, and poisoning people through drug trafficking, and raping people through sex trafficking, and a whole bunch of other bullshit. It's a sad, ugly, stupid, fucked up world, isn't it?